What is going on, folks? We are back in it's not next Tuesday, it's the next day. The old man's a little tired because we stay up late to do our recording for Tuesdays, but damn, not only did CG drop a boatload of news on us on our show for Tuesday, but we got dropped another doozy. It's called the road ahead. And this is usually big news, and it didn't. I mean, I'm not going to say it didn't disappoint. It's a shitload of news, but we're gonna dive through it real quick. Kane, how are you doing, man? This is different for us. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yeah,
It's one of my late days.
yeah, same here. Like, I normally stay up a little later than I should on Tuesdays, and I'm dragging ass on Wednesday. But let's dive right into it, folks. So CG dropped the road ahead. We knew from last night's episode that the new set of datacrons, we covered that a little bit. Malgus's new ship for conquest, we covered that. Went over the kit. So we're not going to rehash that shit. Tonight, though, it's the road ahead. So basically, this is coming from SB Crumb. So basically, welcome to the April 2023 road ahead. Um, there's going to be a new portrait and title: Clone War Chewbacca shards times three. Ha ha ha. That's yeah. Materials. I'm not gonna lie. That's expected. That's a decent haul. I think Kane, especially for you,
Oh yeah.
uh, for folks in your area, that's gonna help. The droid brains, the keypads, the Zimbital cards. I mean, yeah, that's a nice haul. You'll be able to actually you guys will actually be able to relic up some stuff out of the gate with that.
Oh yes.
Yeah. We go down to unit shards. I personally think for the May the 4th celebration, it should be 10 of each. That's just my opinion. I mean, what's an extra five, CG? But I'm not going to break their balls too much. It's five, but there are some interesting ones in there. Trip Zero, Hondo. It's a lot of newer stuff. In fact, it's all rather newer stuff. So that works out. Um, there's a new title, Survivor. As long as we fight, hope survives, blah blah blah. Portrait, free May the 4th calendar. MG 100, TIE Echelon Outrider, Raven's Claw, TIE Defender, Omegas, ship material, core gear. Free Revenge of the 5th calendar, web store only, folks. Remember that. You want access to that. That's web store only. Omicron, Chirotech, and Gear 12 Salvage. Double drops, the most important thing that people want to know when those are, because I know a lot of players start to kind of hoard their crystals. They're not going to
Oh
farm
yes.
a week or 2 weeks out, not as much, because what you can get on double drops, if you can maximize that effort, that's outstanding. That starts the 4th of May and ends the 7th of May. So you're getting a couple days to farm up whatever it is you're working on, or to start a new project. You get a jump start. And of course, each day will have double drops in all the following areas: light side battles, dark side battles, cantina, fleet, mods. All right.
I
So
know that guys, I know that we're blowing through this pretty quickly. If you want to check this out, you can hop on the Discord. It's in our CG forums updates under the road ahead for April. We're trying to cover as much of this as we can.
yeah, I mean, we're doing just. I just felt this was such huge news. We should do an episode. So, the big news is there's an update on the upcoming rain system. Um, I think the first thing, and I'll read the paragraph. Read the paragraph. The most important thing says: first up, a reminder that all raids will be disabled for a period of time while we switch over to the new system. You will need to finish your guild's raid before the blackout starts. No raids can be launched during this time, and no rewards will be given for canceled raids. All guilds will be granted max guild event currencies, raid tickets, and will be able to start the raid of their choice immediately after the blackout ends. The raid blackout period is currently scheduled to start around April 27th. So, for those of you that are getting teams, squads ready to go for this new raid, it's now April 12th. We don't have a lot of time.
Should be everything should be back up and running by the 4th.
Now, they do say, let's dive into some specifics of what you'll be facing. The Crate Dragon, Blazzy Blaz, is going to beat your ass. The Crate Dragon has some incredibly powerful abilities that are going to beat your ass. When it's enraged, it's going to beat your ass. We know some of you can't wait to get your theory crafting hats on so the Crate Dragon can beat your ass. So let's go with the basic for the Crate Dragon, which is very subtle. Bite.
Yeah.
Just bite. Deal physical damage to target enemy and daze them for 2 turns. Physical damage to all other enemies. Okay. Enraged. Stun target enemy for 2 turns. Daze enemies for 2 turns. Dude, daze sucks.
Uh, just a quick update. So Bones is home. He said he's not leaving until the morning. If we want him to hop on,
Well, tell
so
him to get his ass in here.
I was just updating. I was just updating.
Christ, what are the people asking us? Just fucking, it's a bar. Walk in.
My drink, bitch.
Christ, grab a beer, sit down, let's chat. That's what we do. So enrage, stun target enemy for 2 turns, daze all enemies for 2 turns. Dude, daze sucks. That's not cool. That's already not cool. Special 1 acid spray, cooldown of 2. Instantly defeat any enemies that are currently swallowed. Dispel all buffs and all enemies, deal special damage to all enemies and inflict defense down, expose, poison, speed down, and vulnerability for 2 turns. Poisoned is negative 50% health and protection recovery. Can't recover health with health steal. Fuckers. Takes damage each turn equal to 75% of the total health and protection recovered since their last turn for each time health and protection was recovered since their last turn. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So really, you're knocking out 3/4 of what you gain because you're taking damage for it. That's balls on you, in my opinion.
Don't
And again, in
don't heal up.
yeah, no. So enrage, defense down, expose, poison, speed down, vulnerability, which can't be dispelled or resisted. Um, special 2.
So real quick, and I want your take on this because when I read it, I thought something. It says instantly defeat any enemies that are currently swallowed, which swallow hole is the next one you're about to go into.
Yep.
Um, it. Never mind. Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah, I kind of felt where you were going, like you had a question, but I feel like this next paragraph is going to answer it.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't read these. I don't read these. You guys get my honest reaction like on spot.
Dude, I breezed over this earlier this evening, but I'm just about I didn't I didn't even plan on doing this episode for Christ's sakes, but here we are. Um so swallow whole, cooldown of 4, swallow target enemy and remove their status effects. The Crate Dragon gains 20 stacks of defiance and its speed is reduced by 25% while an enemy is swallowed. I think that's very important to remember.
Yes.
So after someone is swallowed, granted that character kind of seems like fracture at first, like it remove all status effects, but when fearsome defiance is removed, the swallowed enemy is returned. If the swallowed enemy is the last enemy, the battle immediately ends. This ability starts each battle on cooldown with 1 turn remaining. Swallowed, unit is suppressed. Enraged, if this is the first ability used this turn, reset its cooldown.
So it'll be able to eat 2 of them.
No, that's not how I'm reading that because when fearsome defiance is removed, the swallowed enemy is returned. So I think you can only swallow one enemy.
Well, that, unless it's enraged. If it's enraged, if this is the
Yeah.
first ability used this turn, reset its cooldown so we can swallow another one.
And and I think if you have teams that can go first, you got to be careful how you hit this thing so you don't enrage it out of the gate because you don't want its first turn to swallow somebody on your team.
Yeah.
That's what I'm reading out of it. Um, Special 3, Burrow, like a
Ugh.
fucking tapeworm. Cooldown of 4. Gain 20% bonus protection, and the granted ability emerge until it is used or until this bonus protection is removed. While the Crate Dragon has this bonus protection, it can't lose Defiance,
Ugh.
Health, or Turn Meter, excluding from bundles or explosives. We will get to that later. Its speed is reduced. Oh, note, its speed is reduced by 25%, and damage it receives from bundles of explosives is increased by 400%. This ability starts each battle on cooldown with 2 turns remaining. Enrage. Damage the Crate Dragon receives from bundles of explosives is no longer increased. Emerge. Deal true damage to all enemies, dealing more damage based on the amount of bonus protection remaining, and stun all enemies for 1 turn. Then the Crate Dragon loses all bonus protection. This attack can't be evaded. So again, it's I feel like this is going to be one of those raids where you've got to be really mindful of when you enrage this thing. Because if it burrows and it's not enraged, you're going to do mass fucking damage to it.
Which is going to enrage it.
Which, yeah, potentially could enrage it, but you've got to. I think you're going to have to take that chance. I mean, we could be reading this wrong, but that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, you've got to be really careful when this thing gets enraged because so far, with every ability it has, if it's enraged, it does something different. So you're going to have to be mindful of how it's enraged, when it's enraged, and what ability could it possibly use that's going to hurt you the most. Like I'm just going to be 100% honest right now. When this raid starts, people are just going to get their ass handed to them. They are going to get Ed Norton curbs and not know what happened. And for the first several raids, that's how this is going to be.
Yeah,
Hello.
I don't. Oh, it's Bob.
Oh, Bob, it's a Bob.
It is.
I don't know
It
if you can
is a
see me
Bob.
yet, but I'm
Yeah.
here.
We just got you, bud.
What you guys doing?
Going over the road ahead.
Okay,
Yes,
so I'm
sir.
confused. I just got it home. What the hell's going on? Yeah, so road ahead. Catch me up really quick. What have you guys got through so far?
So far, we're on the 3rd special ability for the Crate Dragon for the new raid. We haven't gotten to how the raid is going to work. We're just going over the kit, kind of for what the Crate Dragon does. We will say that so far we've noticed that if you enrage this thing, it's going to do different shit for each ability, and none of it is pretty. It's basically going to put you over its knee and spank your bare bottom red.
It's about what I imagined would happen.
Yeah. So let's go on to unique 1, Apex Predator. Damage the Crate Dragon receives is increased by 75%. Now, Kane, that's interesting because it slows itself through 2 of its abilities so far.
Yes.
If it burrows, you can do 400% max damage. And now, Apex Predator damage the Crate Dragon receives is increased by 75%. Whenever the Crate Dragon is damaged while it doesn't have bonus protection and it doesn't have an enemy swallowed, it gains 6% turn meter.
Yeah.
Ooh. So you're gonna get the Crate Dragon where you want it, but it's gonna gain turn meter as you're wailing on it.
Yeah.
Whenever
Gotta be
any
gross.
character takes a turn, the Crate Dragon gains 1% in rage. Ah,
Yeah, there you go.
whenever the Crate Dragon takes a turn, it gains an additional 4% in rage and 4 stacks of defiance. Whenever an enemy removes turn meter from the Crate Dragon, it gains 1% in rage for each 10% turn meter removed. Oh, you fucking pricks. When it reaches 100%, the Crate Dragon becomes enraged. The battle immediately ends after the Crate Dragon has taken 5 turns while enraged. All active enemies are swallowed. So you are right. More than one enemy can get swallowed. So you have to hit this thing fast and you have to hit it hard. And removing turn meter only helps it. Dude, this is going to suck royally.
Ugh.
And
For
I guess
each 5,000 points earned in this battle after 50,000 points, this unit gains 3% offense stacking. This bonus increases by an additional 3% each time. So
Not only is it gonna get fucking faster, more pissed
it's
off, it's
gonna
gonna
get,
hit
yeah,
you
and
even harder.
that's a typical mechanic in raids. As within, like in the old raid system, in different stages, it would do different shit. But now it's guild leaders, and officers are going to have to coordinate what teams are doing the most damage out of the gate, and then focus down of the rest of the teams that can participate from there. That's what this is going to come down to. So there's going to be a lot of testing, and we're going to see what team works well to start off hitting this thing.
Yeah.
Um, we ain't done.
No.
Unique two. Unique two. Fearsome Defiance. When inflicted with the following debuffs, lose stacks of defiance and remove those debuffs. No stacks of defiance present. This unit is immune to these debuffs. Fearsome Defiance. Lose stacks when inflicted with the following debuffs: Stun and Fear, 8 stacks. Ability Block, 6 stacks. Daze, 4. Blind, 3. Stagger, 2. Tenacity, down 1. So, hold on. When inflicted with the following debuffs, lose stacks of defiance.
And remove those debuffs. So if it already has those debuffs, so if you have it on, if you have it stunned, you have it feared, ability block, daze, blind, stagger, or tenacity down, that is how you're going to remove those stacks of defiance from earlier. So you don't just hit it and it loses it. You have to sit there and throw fucking debuffs out the ass on this thing.
Is that how you're reading that? Because man,
Yes.
I'm struggling with that one, to be honest. Let me
So
when
all right,
inflicted
all right.
debuff.
Let me see if I can break this down. Uh, all right. So when inflicted with the following debuffs, lose stacks of defiance and remove those debuffs. So if you stun it, it's instantly going to remove 8 stacks of defiance, and your stun is no longer on it.
Uh,
If
uh,
no stacks of
uh,
defiance are present, the unit is immune to those debuffs. So it has to have stacks of defiance before you start throwing all these fucking debuffs on it.
okay, all right, that's making sense now. And
And it has, I'm going back up to where it gets its stacks. Great Dragon gains 20 stacks of defiance if it swallows somebody. So yeah, you'll have to hit this thing with 2 stuns and a daze, 2 fears and a daze,
how many stacks of defiance does it start with?
20.
Oh Jesus!
Well, every time it swallows somebody, it gets 20 stacks.
All right.
Have you Bones? Have you read any of this? Have you, or are you? Also, this is hitting you the same way it hits me.
No, bone.
Well,
It's hitting bones
to
too.
sum up what I've been doing, yesterday I woke up about 9 a.m. We drove all the way to Memphis, Tennessee from Florida. That was all around a 14-hour trip to pick up a friend of ours. And then we drove all the way back to Florida. So overall, it was 14 hours. Today we had a day off, but then we went to the beach because our friend's never been to Florida. We just walked in whenever I texted you guys on chat. So I just walked in about 20 minutes ago.
You are a hell of a friend, dude. If I ever need a kidney donated, can I rely on you? Like
Well,
28 fucking hours in the vehicle? Like holy
well,
shit, brother.
I I,
All
I,
right.
I met her through my wife, so we're like all mutual best friends. But hey, if my wife's happy, man, I'm happy. So they're all
Hey, you know the
so.
golden rule, bud.
Yep,
Happy
that's
wife,
right.
happy life.
So I do leave for Texas officially for a week tomorrow. But
All
so
right.
no, I didn't even know Road Ahead was last time I knew with Malgus's ship was released,
Well,
so that's all I know.
real quick, Bob. Last night we went over Datacron Set 8 and Malgus's new ship, which is going to be deadly. Today, news dropped that Darth Revan is
Wait
getting
for
a
it. Wait, no, wait. Because
Oh,
that is all announced here in the road ahead. We'll get into
I,
that after the
I
raid
did see
details.
that. I did see the little leak, or not leak, but the little description saying he was going to be needed for
yeah.
a Sith ship. But I didn't hear it was Darth Revan. But we can get to that if we haven't talked to it about it
No,
yet.
it's at
But
the end of the road ahead, but we're getting there. So,
okay, all right, cool.
hold on. Event abilities and bonuses. Now, this is important. So we've gone over everything that the Crate Dragon does. It all sucks. It's all going to be shitty. We're all going to fall victim to it. The goddamn thing is going to swallow us and spit acid and kill us and kick our faces in. That's what it's going to do. So, event abilities and bonuses. Raid
Can I have a
progress.
hot take real quick before we even
Shoot.
start
Go
back?
ahead.
Um, I think they're going to add teams as we go that can be viable to this. So don't be surprised if all these teams aren't that great whenever at
I
first.
honestly, Bob, I don't know. I think these are at least for now, I think these are the factions that CG really wants people to put their time and money in because they're factions that if you look at people's rosters are not that thick. Like how many people have Jawas?
But this raid then becomes irrelevant as soon as you have those 5 teams. They're going to want to keep you working towards this. They have to add teams over time
And
to
they may
make it
change
relevant.
it and they may expand it due to the raid system, but for now they're going to get their money's worth.
Right. But it's just going to be interesting, like how effective some. I just think that yes, you can use these teams in the raid, but don't be surprised if a lot of these aren't even effective. It's just because they're just going to say you can use this. Some are going to be better than others, obviously, but obviously you have to be able to beat it, correct, right from the get go.
Yeah.
So I just think that they're going to still add some teams to this in the future. I don't mean anytime soon, but just don't be surprised if it gets. They got to make it easier, right? So, anyways, I just wanted to say that.
Well, hold
Continue.
on. Now, yeah, because now we're about to get into some interesting shit. So,
Okay. All right.
there's event abilities and bonuses for the raid. Now, this is unique to the raid system. Like before with the Rancor, you could hit the control thing and the fucking thing would go down. Treya, you could topple. There's certain things in certain raids that you could do. Raid progress is earned by dealing damage to the Great Dragon while it doesn't have bonus protection. So you'll need to utilize the explosive bundles or some of the granted abilities to help you turn the tide of battle and earn as many points as possible. So now, bundle of explosives detonates after receiving damage 5 times, dealing damage to the Great Dragon and other bundles of explosives. If the Great Dragon has bonus protection and isn't enraged, also reduce its turn meter by 15%, immune to all status effects. So
Yeah.
bundle of explosives is going to come in handy. Because after you receive damage 5 times, that's going to be like a bonus. Now, the granted abilities, fire ballista, cooldown. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And if not, and you're correcting me, then fuck yourself. I have bad grammar. Um, Fire ballista, cooldown, speed of 100. Deal true damage to target enemy 2 times and inflict daze, stagger, and stun for 1 turn 2 times. This attack can't be evaded or resisted. If a non-attacker uses this ability, it deals 15% more damage for each stack of momentum they fucking Tuskens. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we knew that they're going to be the premium ones. That's the team that is probably going to win it for
That
people.
Tuskens are gonna do some damage on this thing.
And that's what I'm saying. I just think you're going to see a drop off from all the other teams because they're all the other teams except for Jabba. I think those are going to be the 2 teams that are going to be the most important to the raid. The other ones are going to help you, right? It's going to put points to it. I just don't think they're going to be as good.
So replant explosives, cooldown speed of 100. Plant 2 bundles of explosives around the crate dragon, max 3. This ability can't be used if there are already 3 bundles of explosives. So these bundles, what you place and when you detonate them, obviously are going to be pretty important. So I'm not until we see some like actual footage, I can't even guess as to what these things are going to do or how they're going to affect the match, but there it is. Now here we go. Interesting. Hero unit bonuses. Hero unit. And again, it's not telling us what character it is. It's just giving us. So the first bullet, this character has 100% max health and max protection. At the start of this character's turn, they dispel all debuffs on themselves and reduce the cooldown of fire ballista and replant explosives by 20%. When this character uses fire ballista or replant explosives, reduce its cooldown by 40%. So there's going to be characters that are going to reduce the cooldowns for these granted abilities of fire ballista or replant explosives. We just don't really know what the hero unit, who the hero units are. So the second bullet, the first time each turn this character attacks out of turn, they have a 75% chance to inflict a stack of damage over time on target enemy for 1 turn. Ooh, that's very much going to help Mandalorians. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with a damage over time effect, this character gains 1 stack of momentum.
There's your Tuskens.
Yeah. This character has 30% potency and deals 5% more damage per stack of momentum.
Damn.
Fucking Tuskens, dude.
Damn.
All right.
Chieftain is farmable. You guys better start farming.
I'm already on it. I'm already on it. But then again, wait till we get to the end of the road ahead because some of my farming priorities have drastically changed. The next bullet. This character is immune to poisoned. We read that earlier. Just for you, Bob, for a quick recap, it sucks.
What you're talking about the raid? The raid sucks.
Yeah. The crate dragon can give a new debuff called poisoned, which sucks.
Yeah, I pulled it up and I'm kind of catching up with you here. So
yeah. Damage this character deals is reduced by 50%. Whenever this character damages an enemy, it doesn't trigger turn meter gain, and they have a 75% chance to inflict tenacity down for 2 turns. Oh, that sucks. So it's immune to poison, but it's not going to hit very hard.
Okay, but these also don't stack with the same effect from other faction bonus abilities.
Right.
So these are going to be unique to certain people.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Okay.
We don't. Yeah. And the last bullet, these effects don't stack with the same effect from. Yeah, exactly. All right. So, let's go with faction bonuses because this is the news that people want to know. What factions are going to do what, and because right now these are it. These are the factions that you're going to be able to go into the raid with. So let's start with what CG has been pushing down everybody's throat: the Hut Cartel.
speaking of Speaking of Hut Cartel, what's her name has an Omicron. Bougie Leia has an Omicron for
Yeah,
raids. So keep
for
that in
raids.
mind.
I think that's
Yep.
very important, and I think that's going to come into play. In fact, I may apply that at that
Same.
time.
That might be my next one since I
Yeah.
have Java. Yep.
All right, so Hut Cartel. Whenever a Hut Cartel ally damages a bundle of explosives, it immediately detonates and deals double damage to the Crate Dragon.
Ew.
At the start of this character's turn, reduce the cooldown of replant explosives by 20%. When this character uses replant explosives, reduce its cooldown by 40%.
Hell yeah.
Well, let's think about the Hut Cartel. Who's the one tune that takes the most turns?
Greedo.
No, in the core team that most people use.
Booze.
Bougie Leia.
Yep. And who's got the Omicron?
Yeah, I gotta remember what she does. Because that might play depending on what all she does.
Let me hold up. I'm pulling it up real quick
But
because now I'm curious.
something tells me one of the like mob enforcer or something's gonna be better for some reason or another, because you know they're gonna want you to have to farm up a crappy character to do the best. So something tells me we'll find out a theory crafter or something comes up with like a mob enforcer team or something. I can just see that happening.
So listen to this. Here's the and to refresh memory. This is the Omicron for Bougie Leia for raids. The max cooldown of Inventive is reduced by 1. And for those that
What's inventive?
curious, Inventive deals special damage to all enemies and detonate all thermal detonators. Then inflict a thermal detonator for 2 turns on all enemies. So it's going to
yeah. So she's gonna keep spamming that then, huh?
So the max cooldown of Inventive is reduced by 1. If the ally in the leader slot is Hut Cartel, when Fearless inflicts a thermal detonator, all Hut Cartel allies gain 10% armor penetration, max 200%, 20 plus offense, max 400%, 20 plus potency, max 400%, and 10
Fuck yes.
max
You
100.
don't even have to keep you don't even have to keep reading. You know what I mean? I'm like, you had me at armor penetration. Let's fucking go. And offense.
Hot card, and like we read earlier, momentum is going to play a key part. But you know what? Hot Cartel is going to do some damage in here.
That's my next Omni for sure.
Go to the next one. I just read the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one.
All right. Relax. Slow down there, Tiger. I know you were right, and I did it, and they're all Relic 4. I got to work on it, but here we go. Faction bonus Jawa. And Jawas, TD bastards. This character has 100% max health and max protection. At the start of this character's turn, they dispel all debuffs on themselves. That's good.
Yeah, for this, yeah.
That's damn good for a raid. Whenever a Jawa ally inflicts a thermal detonator on an enemy, damage that enemy receives from Jawas and thermal detonators is increased by 8% for each active Jawa stacking.
Dude, that is 40%
Nice.
fucking increase if you can keep all 5 of them little bastards out there for every thermal detonator.
And Jawas can spread out detonators quickly.
Oh. So I have, because of that, I've been Subtle has been blowing up chat. He said a wise man predicted Jawas would be needed.
Oh, tell Subtle, shut up.
Kane, does anyone owe you a brew for that call? And
you know what, Subtle, we talked on the phone earlier. I don't want to hear this nonsense.
Then he says,
CG already said they were needed.
Then he said
he needed them.
Then he says, better buy a lottery ticket and flex that psychic ability again. You were right. When's the last time you heard that, Kane? It's public record now.
That was as hot of a take as me saying, if there's a malgus ship, there'll be a Sith ship. And it happened.
Okay.
And you know what? The Immortal One had a great take. and I scoffed at it. I laughed. I was a product of ridicule. I did my thing, and then I went to bed with a serious buzz and woke up with a clear head and went, "Wait a minute. Jawas don't really need chirotech. You just, I mean, yeah, to get them to the, relics, yeah, each one needs a little bit, but it's not like a tune that every goddamn level you need 50 of each
You just,
multiple times.
I could just see him asleep in his bed. He jumps up and goes, "Wait a minute, they don't need chirotex."
No, that was at 6:30 in the
He
morning
was
when I had to
he
wake
was
up.
he was sleep. He was sleep like this. This is what happened to him. He just jumps.
Chirotex relics. I gotta go.
Now I've been giving him shit over this. He admitted that it was actually a good idea. This kind of solidified it. Um, but he is not the only one. So I'm not calling anybody out on that. I only call out Logan for that shit because he was like, that's fucking retarded. That's fucking retarded. But he owned his shit.
Well,
Oh,
He
we
he
were all
owned
laughing at you.
exactly.
No
He
one was
owned
on
his
your
shit.
side.
He owned his shit, and I took some lash from chat for it. But right there in fine print, dude, these fucking Jawas are gonna be on goddamn point for this raid.
well, I mean, again, until we see some footage, we don't really know. It sounds really good on paper, but then CG throws us a lot of shit that sounds good on paper, and then next thing you know, we're holding our ass in our hands, going, "What happened?" Um, but it does sound good. I will say, with what I'm farming on and working on right now, I'm I'm definitely going for what we're going to cover at the ass end of the road ahead, and I'm about a month and a half away from Riva. So I have a little bit of time to put a couple extra relic levels into my Jawas who are now all relic 4. I'd like to have them all at relic 5 or 6 by the time this raid starts.
R9 them
And
fuckers. R9 them fuckers before the
I'm
raid.
not relicing 9 my Jawas. You are out of your fucking treehouse.
Is there a relic prerequisite to enter this raid for your
Not that I've
characters?
heard.
Yeah,
Not
they
that
haven't, to my knowledge, they haven't said one.
Okay. Also, how many phases is it?
it would not
They haven't
surprise
said
me.
it.
It would not surprise me though if we're getting the road ahead now, but later on as it's about to start, they put out some shit that says Relic 5 required.
That's what I figured. So that's what I was about to say. Is this is the newest of content, so it's going to be the hardest content we've seen yet.
But
So just because Jawas have this cool thing, you're probably gonna go in there and think, oh, they have these cool special abilities, and you're probably gonna get wiped out because you don't know what the fuck you're doing at first,
well,
right?
there's
It's gonna take some content creators to put something out for us to even get an idea of what the fuck to do.
and that's the thing. It's like there's a flip side to that coin. Do you relegate this new content because it did state earlier, Bob, before you came on, that there will be a blackout period. Now, lower guilds will be able to continue to do
I'm,
the lower raids.
TK is
If
still giving me shit.
he's still giving you shit,
He-
well,
He's in chat right now. Said Jawa is still a bad take.
Good man, TK.
Fuck
so
you,
who's he
Bob.
giving shit? Me or you?
Me. Me.
Well,
Jawas are still a bad take.
he likes me and hates you, so fuck off. All right, so let's go to the faction bonus for Mandalorians. Mandalorians have been out for a while. If you have them all, great. If you don't, I don't know if this is something you should focus on for the raid, but let's into what they do. And again, we don't know the characters, but faction bonus Mandalorian. This character is immune to poisoned. I feel like that's important. Damage this character deals is reduced by 50%.
I don't like that.
Why do I have a feeling that it's going to be Maul? Maul attacks 5 times. By the time you hit the 4th or 5th one, he's doing mass damage.
Fair.
So he'll be immune to poison, but his attacks are going to be a little less. I mean, I'm speculating. All right, so whenever this character deals damage, it doesn't trigger turn meter gain on enemies, and they have a 75% chance to inflict tenacity down for 2 turns on all enemies.
That sounds like a nerf more than a buff to
Whenever
somebody.
this character deals damage, it doesn't trigger turn meter gain on enemies, and they
Who
have a
who does the but who on the Mandalorians does the turn meter?
I would have to go through their kits. I honestly don't know off the top
Yeah.
of my head.
I don't think it's Canderous, but it could
Now
be. I don't know.
I like I like the fact that you have a 75% chance to inflict tenacity down, because that automatically takes a stack of defiance from it. You have a 75% chance just for attacking to take a stack from it.
Well, here's the other weird thing, because we're about to go into the next faction bonus with Old Republic, and Canderous falls under both.
Can I do another random just something since I haven't been here in a while?
If it's totally off topic, no.
It has to do with Old Republic and the Phoenix characters. But just go on. I'll just keep going because we have a long ways to go.
Yeah,
I'll remember.
Save that to the end, because we actually got a couple of questions too. But that was my biggest question with Mandalorian or Old Republic, because we're about to go into Old Republic, and Canderous falls under both. So as we read this, we got to think about, where is Canderous going to be the most viable? So faction bonus Old Republic. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with a stack of damage over time, oh fuck, Canderous. Old Republic allies deal 1% more damage until the end of battle, stacking for each active Old Republic ally. The first time each turn this character attacks out of turn, they have a 75% chance to inflict a stack of damage over time on target enemy for one turn. So what I'm reading is, it sounded like Canderous is going to want to stay with Jedi Knight Revan.
Yeah.
Like, I think the faction bonus for Old Republic is going to be Canderous. The faction bonus for Mandalorian is going to be Maul. The faction bonus for Jawa is either going to be Chief Nebbit or Dathcha, whatever the fuck that other one's name is.
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, so let's read the faction bonus for the team that neither one of us at this panel are going to get to fucking use, but we'll read it anyway. Tuskens, at the start of this character's turn, reduce the cooldown of Fire Ballista by 20%. When this character uses Fire Ballista, reduce its cooldown by 40%. Fucking Tuskens, dude. This character has plus 30% potency and deals 5% more damage per stack of momentum.
That's gonna be your warrior. No, yeah, that should be your chieftain.
All right. So we went over that. What do we quickly? What do we think of these faction bonuses? These are the factions to be used in the raid: Hut Cartel, Jawa, Mandos, Old Republic, Tusken. That's it.
Jawas.
That's what you can use in the raid. So Kane, for you, if you wanted to do some damage in this raid, what faction would you focus on?
Jawas. I would it would be a toss up for me based off the stacking damage over time and dealing more damage for Old Republic. And I have relic members of the Old Republic already.
Are you just trying to piss off TK with the Jawa argument?
No, dude, that is a sick ability for the Jawa faction.
Insert Gungan saying here.
I'm not even going to dignify that with a response.
Tornado ear slap.
Bob, what about you? What team in here is something that you would work on if you want to get a good score for the raid?
I mean, the ones that are given, right, that are more useful outside of the raid than anything. I'm thinking overall, not just the raid. So Mandalorians, Jabba. I mean, of course the Tuskens, but we have to whale. But when they become farmable, the Tuskens. But you're right. I guess they're all going to contribute, but I just think that Jabba and the Tuskens are going to be the number one damage dealing teams. And then everything else is just going to come after that.
And again, those that are going to get the best scores obviously are going to be those that whaled out and got their Tuskens all relic. They're going to make out.
They've locked so many good powers behind that team that they've made sure that team is going to do better than Old Republic. And we'll just see. We'll see. Do guilds even need them at all if you do it right and know what you're doing, or is it going to require some of your guild mates to have Tuscans?
Ew.
And
Yeah.
it would make sense that they made it to where you have a certain percentage of your guild needs to have Tuscans if you want to beat this, and it makes sense. And eventually, most of your guild will have them because they'll be free to play. But at first, there has to be a reason for people to buy them. There has to be, or you have to give them a reason that for the whales to benefit for whaling on them in the first place. So there has to be something where not everyone can just beat it at first, and not just through strategy either. They have to gate it somehow so that people can't just beat it through skill. They have to somehow pay
and
for it.
it's amazing that you say that, because we were talking earlier, because we haven't read this road ahead yet. We're going along here. We did say something about a relic gate. This is going to answer that. So the next section is called modifiers. So um, speaking of points, you can earn even more points of them by enabling additional levels of modifiers. These makes the encounter more difficult, but will also boost your score. Don't be afraid to try a variety of modifiers. So basically, if you add these things, it's going to make the raid harder, but your score will be higher. This is where the gate kind of comes into play.
This is fun though. I already know what they're doing.
It is.
I've played many games that do these same kind of events.
So
And
yeah, exactly. So level 1 modifiers required gear 12. Gear 12. So you could have like Kane. This is
I
good for
like
you.
that.
You could
I like
add
that.
level 1 modifiers and have, if your teams are up to snuff for these factions and they're at gear 12, you can use them. Now, the level 1 modifier, there's 3 bullets. The Crate Dragon gains 10% accuracy, crit avoidance, crit chance, crit damage, defense penetration, offense, potency, speed, and tenacity. Damage it receives is decreased by 25%. Slam inflicts stun for 1 turn. If the enemy was already dazed, no, inflicts stun for 1 turn if the enemy was already dazed, which can't be evaded. Swallow, gain critical hit immunity and tenacity up for 2 turns. So already at gear 12, you're already adding a pretty nasty modifier. Like you're already shaving off 25% of your intended damage of what you should do.
But
So
mind you, these aren't. You have a choice to apply these. You can
yeah,
apply 1, you can apply 2, you can apply 3, you can apply 0. But the
but
more you apply, the more your score is
exactly.
going to be.
Now, yeah,
So
what I think what we're going to find out is as we see this raid go on, what is the point differential between adding these things or not adding them?
Yeah.
Like for people in Kane's instance, can he get maybe a little less of the points, if not close to on par, if he added it? So that's going to be a big determining factor for him on whether or not he wants to add that. Now, I think level 2 also applies to Kane. Relic 1.
I have a question though. Is there different difficulty levels to this?
That's
No,
what these are.
no, that's what
No,
these
no,
are.
no. So instead of like where Rancor, you had different difficulty levels, right? I don't remember.
Yes.
And the other
So just above this, it says the difficulty modifiers also allow many different levels of players to participate in the event. Base difficulty will be around gear 10. Note this balance is still being finalized and can be scaled up to challenge even the strongest players. So this is how you're going to make it more difficult for your higher end game players.
Well, bravo for releasing something that every single player in the entire game for the most part, can participate in. So, bravo for that. But go ahead.
Yep. So level 2, Relic 1. The Crate Dragon gains 15. So basically, it's everything. 15% accuracy, crit avoidance, crit chance, crit damage, defense penetration, offense, potency, speed, tenacity. Damage it receives is now decreased by 50%. Acid spray, inflict blind for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. That blows.
Yeah.
Burrow, dispel, not mistaken for Joe. Dispel all debuffs on the Crate Dragon.
Fuck
And
that guy.
yeah, I know, me too. Dispel all debuffs on the Crate Dragon and gain offense up for 2 turns.
Yeah.
Ugh, Christ. Level 3, Relic 3. Crate Dragon gains 15% accuracy, crit avoidance, crit chance, crit damage, defense, defense penetration, offense, potency, speed, and tenacity. Slam. Deal 50% more damage. Swallow. Generate an additional 16 stacks. Pardon me. Generate an additional 16 stacks of defiance.
That'll bump it to 36. Now,
Yep.
notice that on the first one, the 15% accuracy and all that other shit, they took away the damage it receives is decreased. So now you're back up to normal damage.
No, I think these stack.
If they stack, then
Like I think it gained like the
Yeah,
gain it
they
has are the
stack.
same, but the damage decrease I think stays
stays at
through all.
50.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you're right. So you could, let's say you unlocked all of them. We haven't got to, well, we don't even know level 4 as I can see. But let's say you've unlocked to level 3. You can apply all of those, a few of those, and they all, like he said, they all stack. So, and you got to do that to get more points if you want to get more rewards, is my guess, stuff like that. So, Relic 8. Ugh.
You're going to have to R9 those Jawas.
Yep. So
Oh,
level
God.
4.
Or the Tuscans, even. I would not want to do
You got to
that.
R9 those Jawas.
I would not want
And
to do that.
that's actually another question. Like, say for instance, like my Hut Cartel. My job is Relic 9. My Bougie Leia is 8. Skiffguard Lando is 7. Chrysanthemum is Relic 9. And I could throw in Boba Fett at Relic 8. My Jawas are all Relic 4. So I'm like, if you pick your modifiers, if all your teams are not at that specific relic level, does that cancel out you being able to use it?
I would say so, since it says that the requirement is like for me, Relic 3, I only have a few 5s, a few 7s, and like 2 8s. So I
Like
wouldn't.
Yeah, like my Mandalorians, my Old Republic, my Hut Cartel, and what was the other one? Yeah, Old Republic, Mandalorians, Hut Cartel. I could do the Relic 7, the level 5 modifiers. But does that mean I would not be able to use my Jawa team? Because my Jawas, by the time this event hits, my Jawas I'll probably have at Relic 5.
Hey TK, bud, thanks for the sub, man.
Oh, the TK sub. Thank you,
Yeah.
brother.
Thanks, brother. Love you, man.
Sweet, man. Appreciate it. So again, what do you guys think? Does that mean like if you pick a so is that a bit of a paywall? Like if you don't have a team up to snuff, do you have to lower yourself for a modifier because you're not going to be able to participate with one
I
team?
I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it as, it's a paywall and you have to lower yourself. By doing this, you're giving everybody in the game the opportunity to partake in this raid at at a level that is consistent for their game.
Well, I meant for somebody like in the position that I might be in, and I'm sure there's lots of players even at lower GP that could be in that situation. It's you have some teams at a certain modifier you could apply. Say you select that modifier. Say you select level 4, relic 5. Yet all your Jawas are only relic 3. Can you use your Jawa team if you've selected level 4 modifier?
I would say that they're going to limit it to where you're going to pick your team before you pick your rec.
So
So
it's each team per modifier?
that's how I would look at it.
That would make sense, but it's CG we're talking about.
So
But,
I mean,
I mean,
there's
either way, let's say you had only 2 Relic 5 Jawas, then and you have other Relic 5 things. Well, that's the only things you're going to be able to put onto the team. you want to use that. I know you understand that, but like I don't know how they're going to do that. But I like what Kane said. That
So
I think he's right. I think that's
Yeah.
well,
that would be something we would do.
there's
Like
this
for
piece,
each.
there's this piece that I just highlighted.
Oh, where is?
Don't be afraid to try a variety of modifiers. You can always re-choose them and attempt
Okay,
again without
variety.
any penalty.
All right.
Your
All right.
raid
So
attempts only count if you submit the attempt, allowing you to
okay.
retry without submitting a score as many times as you want.
Oh, so you get practice runs on this shit.
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, this is what I get for not proofreading some shit. All right, that works. All right, so um final thoughts because I want to move on. We still have some quality of life changes, and then the one thing I'm looking forward to because the old man's making a declaration here and now live on the show, and it will happen, and I don't give a
I
fuck what.
I like it. I like it because you're catering to the entire community instead of just the end games. I like it.
It's giving everybody an opportunity to participate.
Yes.
There's nothing in there that I thought I was like, oh, what assholes or anything like that. It's going to be a new challenging content. It gives some rather shitty squads a purpose, which I always like to have in this game, so that if I do farm them someday, that I know that I can use them somewhere where they shine over other teams. I wouldn't say that I would just quit what I'm doing to make sure I'm the best at this raid. I've never cared about being number one in a raid. I just participate, do my damages, and never think about it again.
I feel like
So,
some of the rewards in the raids, if you don't finish first, are better.
so I have a question about that. Do they discuss rewards and how they're
No,
No.
what?
no.
Because if it's just one difficulty, that's it. I wonder if you just have to reach a damage tier and you unlock a tier of you could say chests or they always go by chests nowadays or crates. I mean, do you unlock a certain tier where you get a certain crate, or do you have to completely? Because before the last raids we've had, you have to completely deplete the health of a um the boss. You know what I
I
mean?
don't think this raid is something that you're actually gonna be able to kill or solo.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking
I
they
think this
you're
raid
just
is
trying to put it.
something. It's gonna be
The-
how many points do you get is gonna
Yeah.
depend
yeah.
on overall the guild rewards you get, but also the individual rewards you get on how much damage you did. Which is
Yeah,
why
I
I
agree.
say that with the modifiers, it's going to be harder, but you'll get more points.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no. I
Definitely
agree.
it's definitely going to be point based, just based off the Apex Predator unique one. I think we read this one before you got in here.
Yeah, we
Uh,
did.
for each 5,000 points earned in the battle after 50,000 points, the fucker's going to get stronger.
Yep.
And I've played games like that where it's you cannot defeat the boss. It's not capable, but you can continue to try to beat your score, or your guild can continue to try to
Yeah.
get a higher
Yeah.
score.
And
I think it'll end up there'll be tiers of whatever, like they always do with any kind of resources, and there'll be different levels of crates, and you can click on it and see what you get. But it's interesting. They haven't mentioned a character being tied to it, so that makes me think there won't be. I missed that. I wish that characters were tied to it because it just made it a little more special, I guess. Do you guys think there'll be I mean, why not Cab Vanth, man? Perfect person to put in with this. But
yeah. So let's move on to some of the quality of life changes. These are interesting. Um, Besides the new raid and extensive changes of the raid system, we also have some exciting news for the next title update after these raid changes. While these are a little further out, there are two quality of life changes in particular that we want to announce. Keyword a little farther out. I hope it's not like they said with the gear changes and then how much time later. Territory battle stat tracking improvements and fleet management.
yes, that's one of the main things I want. I'm sick of
Yeah,
fucking
we've
putting
been
those
talking about
ships in,
that. We've
man.
been talking about that for years now.
Uh,
Um, Improved territory battle stat tracking. Our first quality of life change is new tools to better track territory battle performance among guild members. Tracking which guild members are all stars and which need a little kick in the ass to do their territory battles can be challenging. And we think our revamped UI will help guild leaders and officers quickly review the entire guild stats for an event.
I just want to declare as a slacker, a slacking guild member at all times. Fuck you, CG.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad for those of you that do your bare minimal in TW. This could suck for you. Yeah,
And these slackers are never going to find a
Well,
guild
in
now,
TB.
ever.
Yeah, no, in TB, this could suck for you severely.
You're gonna know who fucked up.
Yep. But again,
Don't get me wrong. I mean, I get it. It needs to be
in
done.
TB, this is going to help guild leaders and officers put out messages in Discord
Yes.
that, hey, in this phase, you want to use this team because the data we're receiving is that it's working best for this. So it's going to make things a little bit more efficient.
The names they have on these leaderboards are kind of funny.
Yeah. Also, in the phase info section, any guild member will be able to see a more detailed breakdown on the point system, including who earned the points, when they did, and how they did. So again, that's going to help. Fleet management. Here we go, Bob. And now on to fleet management. One of the most requested new features for Star Wars Galaxy
He's
Heroes.
so pretty.
Similar to the squad tab in your inventory, we're excited to share that the fleet tab will allow you to save a capital ship, starting lineup, and reinforcements as a fleet.
I just
You
shed a
can
tear. You know how
Yep.
long I've been waiting for this?
Yep. You can then select from your saved fleets which group you want to bring into battle. Pew pew. We've also updated the pre-battle fleet screen with more information.
I'm sorry, we've been working on this for 7 years to be able
Yeah.
to save your fleets.
You
I
can
just want to
quickly
say that.
find
I'm
the gear
loving
level.
this.
Oh, you can quickly find the gear level of your pilots from the new icon on the right side of each ship. I've seen that. And we've brought the synergy indicator to fleet battles. Very nice.
Yes.
Now, ooh, hee hee, ha, ha, ooh, hee ha, ooh, hee ha.
Yeah. He's fixing a
Sith
stroke
fleet.
out.
Yeah, the Sith fleet.
Okay, I know nothing about this, so I'm excited.
A new king of fleet battles is coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, commanded by Darth Revan. The Leviathan is a brand new capital ship that is poised to overcome both Executor and Profundity.
So just stop. Just stop. Which version? I know I say which version, but is it the version we have of Darth Revan?
Yep, it's the version we have.
Okay.
So if you don't have him to 8 or 9, you better do it.
Fucker, I have him at 2.
Uh,
Relic 2.
As with the other capital ships of the Sith fleet, the Leviathan was originally a Republic Navy vessel. It was. The Sith interdictor ship was stolen by the defector Saul Kareth and turned into a formidable warship for the Sith Empire. And if anybody remembers Saul Kareth from KOTOR, please give a thumbs up. With a focus on Sith and Sith Empire, Leviathan will turn the tide of battle with an ultimate that will bring even the strongest fleets crashing down. Now, Bob, we covered Darth Malgus's ship.
I've already read the kit and all that, so I'm familiar with that.
New Conquest. All right.
Yep.
To support this new fleet, we have a number of new Sith ships coming to the holotables. Utilize the new Fury class interceptor along with other upcoming Sith ships to unlock Leviathan in a limited time journey guide Fleet Mastery. Make sure to unlock the Fury class interceptor from Conquest right away if you want to unlock this new capital ship at launch. So, this ship needs to be 7-star.
And just in case, because I know a lot of you guys don't see chat, you listen to us on our podcast. Subtle just asked when is Malgus coming to Proving Grounds? They've already announced
He
it.
is.
Malgus is coming to Proving Grounds this
Yep.
Yeah, he is, dude.
conquest.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
So I wanted to say this to anyone who's like, well, should I go for this? You obviously have to have Malgus. That's tough. You're gonna have to have this. That's tough, but it can be done if you're able to, get some. You don't have to unlock them in 3 conquests. There's other ways to do it afterwards. You can buy crystals for the ship. Obviously, you can't do that for Malgus anymore. But I'm telling you, if you can, work your ass off to get this ship coming.
Well,
Every time a ship is announced, finish up what you're doing. Don't abandon what you're doing. Finish up what you're doing, and just either hoard or whatever, and wait for this shit to come out and go for it because it's going to be worth it. I tell you, people all the time say how they regret waiting to see how it is and what the content creators say. No, prepare for this fleet right this second. And like you can, Logan, I want to know what you were talking about. You're going to start farming different things. I'm curious as what you think. Should we all just start farming Sith Empire or what?
well, here's my take on it. This is the road ahead for April, right? There's not one mention in this road ahead about a legend. So I think we now have been given a time frame where we are safe. We're kind of good on that for a little bit. I think this is our legend. I think this
It would
ship
not surprise me.
is that. Now,
This goes back to what I said a few weeks ago. They're running out of shit to give us. There's plenty of us to still, but they gotta last forever, right? We all
Yeah.
think this is gonna last forever. They have to last forever, so they can't put too much stuff out at once.
But they
They
also
gotta
just
string this
announced
shit along.
they also just announced all the new shows and movies that they're talking about coming out with, which is going to
Yeah.
further expand the character list.
Thank you, Kane, for segueing into what I wanted to say earlier about the Old Republic and the
Well,
Phoenix.
well,
So
hold
so-
on. You asked me a question about what I was farming, and I had a
Ah,
proclamation to
I've
make
been waiting. I've been waiting
about
all week.
about this. I don't want to leave this
Okay.
topic yet because
You know how?
I'm rather excited about this.
Okay, my bad, brother. My bad. I'm
So
excited also, but go ahead.
no, this fleet is going to be huge, and I think this is the legend that people were thinking that was coming. I've already kind of done an about face in my farming. The Sith fighter, I'm maxing out the attempts to get that to 7-star. My Darth Malgus is already relic 9. My Darth Revan is already relic 8. And just for the viewers and people that support us, when this event drops, I don't give a flying fuck what it costs. I will have this ship 7-star day one.
If I could, I'd do the same. This is pretty exciting. It's going to be cool. And there was some text that said the Ultimate's going to bring even the strongest capital ships to their knees. Pretty much, it'll cripple even the strongest. So it's just going to reign supreme. So that's another thing is I need you to help me, man, with Conquest. I want to fucking get this Amalga ship unlocked because mine's R7.
Well, the second we
three
get the
armies.
feats, as soon as we get the feats, I think the biggest thing with this next conquest, if she's feeling up to it, I will ask her. I know she's a new mom, but I'd love to have celiac Sarah back on
Yeah.
to really kind of go over what this conquest could entail when the feats come out, because we don't know shit until we see the feats.
This is the most important conquest unit since
I think
Malgus,
it is.
ironically.
I think it is.
And the last person I went all out for was Malgus. I haven't tried in a conquest since. So this is exciting, man. It'll get me
and
back
then
into doing some stuff.
And Kane, didn't they also put out something about the the conquest rewards?
Yes, they did an update on the Conquest Pass. It's not anything too drastic. It's
They moved they took
They
some
moved some of the rewards.
from the end to the beginning. That was it.
Yeah, they did that. They said that they got tired of, people paying for it and not making it to the end. So they went ahead and moved a lot of the end stuff to the beginning. So you're still getting something that you're paying for.
Yeah, and that was one of my complaints of why I wouldn't buy it, because I never read crate, so I would never get all the stuff. So why the fuck would I buy it then?
Yeah, good point.
It does, it shouldn't be gated by how far you crate. Unfortunately, I get why it is, or how, because it just works that way, but it should just, I don't know. It's funny that this is the first time they did a survey for anything, and it just happened to be Conquest Pass, and that's what they got out of it. Was, I gave lots of things, and I'm sure they probably had 1 million people giving their, and we're gonna put things in the front now. That's
Yeah.
all you got out of it. I mean, I don't know. I just laugh at those things sometimes, because are you really listening, or are you just trying to look for, out of 1 million people, something that you want to be reassured that you want to do? Oh, this person said that thinking the same thing as me, so we must be on the right track. I think that's what they do it for.
Kevin Mensinga said that Celiac Sarah already put out a video on the conquest feats.
Oh, she did? I didn't know they were out. They're out?
I didn't either.
I'm gonna have to
All
look
right,
that
I'll watch that after that, because
Appreciate the
I'm
update,
gonna
bud.
work.
No, thank you for the update. I after work and everything, there was only so much I could look at. And
So is Conquest about to start?
4 days.
4 days. Also, okay, so were you
Next
done with?
Monday.
Were you done talking about farming for your Sith stuff?
Yes, I'm done. So what
So-
did you want to talk about with added expansion to the game?
But you're right, Logan. Before we go into that, like, I can't reiterate. If you guys have the ability to get this fucking ship, it's. I'm so glad I got Profunding Executor. It's kept me in Kyber 3. It's kept me number 1 every day. 400 crystal payouts. These ships are more important than even CG lets on. There's a lot of stuff you don't realize that they're doing for you, that they do for you. Not to mention, there's a node every fucking rope phase for every one of these, and if you have them, you can damn near auto it. Like, as long as you work and get it unlocked, the rope battle isn't like RNG. So that's stuff towards that. So just, ships are so important, guys. Make sure you get that if you can. Now that I read that, like you said, I think I'm done farming side characters. I think I'm gonna put that to the side and start working on all my Sith Empire and everything. As of now, like my routine in Swugga was different until right the second. But speaking of like all this kind of stuff, this has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Nothing at all. But if you want a kind of a clue as to what we're gonna get in the future of this game, you kind of have to look in the outside, and like Kane said earlier, look what they have announced for the next few years. You can kind of see what's gonna be important in this game going forward. And there's 2 things. If unless you're living under a rock, you've seen the Ahsoka trailer, which looks absolutely amazing. But this isn't a spoiler. We're getting live action Rebels.
Yes.
Yep.
And this is a spoiler. So if you're listening, it's a very small one. Cover your ears. Kane, I think just plug them. But we have a live action. We have a live action Rebel in Mando. That's all you need to know. There's a live action Mando. Okay, you can come back now. Come back. Like I said, it's not even a big story. All you need to know is that all 5 Rebel, because Kanan, also, if you haven't watched the cartoons, I'm sorry, you should have rewatched them. What the fuck? Just come back. I'm not gonna talk anymore about it. All I'm saying is, we know that the Phoenix are live action. Okay, there's 5 in particular that you should be farming, because there's one that I can't talk about it because are people Star Wars fans anymore?
There's
every
one
time I
that's
talk about
dead.
this, yes, there you go. That's what
I already knew that.
Okay, all right. So the 5 that aren't dead, they are live action. Their faces were shown in Ahsoka.
Yes.
I'm telling you guys, I think one of the next GLs, not the next, I think it'll be the one after, is going to be Thrawn. We only have one version of him. We're going to have a different version of him. They'll be able to change the way he looks a little bit to fit the live action look. he's galactic legend material. There's not much other galactic material, so it's going to happen. You're going to need these Phoenix R5 at least.
I'll tell you what I know so that you don't fuck it up for a spoiler. I know we're getting all five of the Phoenixes that are alive. You get to see Sabine wield Ezra's
Yeah,
lightsaber. Like
yeah,
I'm keeping up with Ahsoka. I showed my wife
yeah,
the Ahsoka trailer, and my wife is intrigued by Ahsoka.
yep. And most of those tunes are shitty. So CG's like, yes, here we go. Here's an opportunity. So I'm just telling you guys, if you want to get ahead of the game, you already need Hera R5 for profundity.
Hey, three of my 5 Phoenix are relicked.
Yeah. So
you want
I
to do
just
that?
think
I'm fine.
One.
it's coming, people. And if you want to be ahead of the game, it's quite a ways. I would say about a year and a half, because it takes about 6 months after a show premieres at a minimum for them to bring stuff in. But then that also brings us to another thing that was
It's
released.
2. It's 2.
The Old
2
Republic.
months? I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, it takes them a little bit.
I mean, how many big tunes I've relicked? I think it's
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's a
But yes, the Old Republic. Now, nothing of the Old Republic was announced, or was it? Because
No,
there's
it
one.
was, but it's, and this is just my take on it. I already know what you're gonna say because we've already talked about this. It's fucked up how they're doing it. It's fucked up how they're doing it.
It's the pretty much the beginning of the Jedi. What is it? Dawn of the Jedi or some shit like that. But it's before. It's Old Republic is what it is. It's not. They're not calling it Old Republic, but that's what it is. And my thing is I think this is a movie to introduce you to a trilogy of Old Republic, into an Old Republic trilogy. And so once again, they just announced this movie, so that's a couple years away, right? But Old Republic. So just think about that.
They're already filming the
You're already
first.
filming the movie?
No, they're pre-production filming of the first one.
Ken,
They announced 3. They announced 3 movies.
Ken, have you watched any of the new Mandalorian
Not
season
yet.
yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting I'm waiting until I have time so I can binge it.
You know how many characters just in the last couple episodes? Oh, never mind.
Exactly. Shut your pie hole.
Shut up now.
And that was, it's not hard to predict that, but I just want people to think about that going forward, where the game might end up, where they're going to be. Also, where the fuck is Saul Guerrero? They haven't said anything about him in the road ahead or anything.
He was already announced. He's next after Marin.
Where's he at?
But they did Marin. Saul Guerrero will be next. That'll be the last character to go to get Cal Kestis Survivor. And then that event will go off, probably going into this raid and the next conquest. No one's going to have this ship unlocked for 3 months because that's how conquest
I
operates.
think this is all going to coincide with the release of this game too, I'm guessing. Somehow, maybe like Cal Kestis event will start when the game comes out or something like that. Watch. It just makes sense because the timing's perfect. So it just.
So that.
And we have no kits, right? We've never seen the legendary Cal. We've never seen a kit or anything.
No, we haven't seen any kits past Marin yet.
Okay.
No, we've got 3. We got 3 out of the 4 because that's the norm.
5. 3 out of the 5.
Oh, there's 5.
You still have Tarful and Saul.
Oh, Tarful. That's
6
right.
6 if you count Cal Survivor, unless they're going to turn Scrapper into Survivor.
And who even knows about that shit?
I have no idea. Yeah, it seems. I'm ready for some Saul though. I just want to know what his tags are and what's going on with them.
So real quick, old man, your charity won, and it starts. TK was asking if it starts in April that Pico is collecting for the old man's charity, or does it start later?
Oh no, my organization already won. On HNN, they've already got the list up for the next set of charities that they're going for this month.
All right, what he's asking is, when does the collection of your charity start? When
I
can he start donating?
well, no, I don't think it's like that. I think it's something that Pico is doing himself. That whoever wins, he does like a um. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to ask him, but he just does a donation himself to each organization that won. I think I got to check.
Okay.
He's been busy. Like he's been posting pictures of being at the Minnesota Vikings stadium. So I wasn't gonna pester him with that because goddamn, what a beautiful stadium that is.
Yeah.
That would be fun. That would be really fun.
But no, I will find out about that and get back to you on that.
All right. But from
Oh
there,
yeah, we had a question from CS Wins.
I think you already answered that whenever you went through your Sith farm.
Well, yeah, he said if you had to guess, what current wrecks for the Leviathan are in game now? Well, I mean, you got to have the bomber piloted by the Sith Marauder. You better get that ship up to 7. The Scimitar is there. That ship's been out forever, so you should be at least well on your way for that. The one that
Oh,
I selected, the one ship that I never gave a shit about, Sith Fighter, still sitting at 3 stars, and well, you know where for the May 4th where my double drops are going.
Yeah.
So it takes care of that.
yeah. I'm sad that I have to stop my side farms, but that's all right. I'm excited about this.
Yep.
It'll be worth it.
Yep.
I'll be able to finish my Star Killer and my Inquisitors.
There you go. So that's all I got, folks. I wanted to keep this a quick episode because Tuesday night hurt, and I can still get to bed and not feel like haggard dog shit the next day. So, does anybody got any final thoughts? Anything they want
Uh,
to go
real
over?
real quick, what we were talking about earlier, are we gonna go with? Are we gonna go with that? With the schedule?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So same day, new times.
New times.
We're
New
going.
time.
We're gonna start an hour earlier. We're gonna start an hour earlier. That way we can get
I
off
like
of
that.
here. Everybody can get in bed, enjoy the night. You're not staying up late to fucking stare at this ugly fuck.
I like that. Yeah,
but
I'm down for that.
new times are gonna be 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central. That is 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. And if I'm not mistaken, which I probably am, that's going to be 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah,
What's
because
that?
I've realized that recording till a little bit after 11 and having a pretty decent buzz on tequila is not real good for the next workday.
That was his
Um,
face. That was his face last night. He was.
Dude, that was a good episode.
I haven't got to hear it yet. I
I
listened to some of it on the road, but
think that one last glass of tequila I probably should have said no to, but I said, screw it.
but
So, but tonight I had one cocktail. That was it. That was it. So, all right, folks. That's all I got. I just thought it was, as content creators that we are and running a ever growing more popular show, which my God, if it wasn't for all of you that listen to us, this wouldn't be possible. But
Yep.
we felt it was our duty that with this kind of news, we needed to do something immediately. Because really, by next Tuesday, who's going to give a shit? Everybody knows it. So
exactly.
there it is.
I'm glad I caught you guys when I walked in.
Yeah.
Chill with you all because I'm gonna be gone for a week, so I should be back for the next week's show though. I'm pretty sure.
No worries.
So
All right. So that does it for me for this special edition of the Old Man's Cantina. Once again, to all of our viewers, and hit like, subscribe. Check us out on Discord, Twitch, YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. Anytime you subscribe, and whatever money that comes our way through this, or
everybody
whatever,
together now.
yeah, share it. Yeah. It all goes back in the show. So
Yep.
that's basically it. We want to start doing some giveaways and things like that. So the more you contribute, Some more
They got to
Oh,
they got to start giving me lunch for this stuff. I mean, they got to, you know.
Dude, that
lunch.
Droid Hub account, I finally got the
Yeah,
bill for it. That is fucking insane.
I'm
Lunch.
sorry, man.
You need to
Yeah,
cut back on that fucking habit, dude. You're
I'm
chafed.
expensive, man.
You're fucking chafed. And I've
It's
seen
Droid
some of that
Hub or
shit.
nothing.
I have seen some of that oil and grease shit that you're into. That is fucking disgusting.
Nothing
No,
a little droid grease won't go, do.
non beef jerky. Fucking lunch. Go gnaw on a celery stick. All
Droid
right.
Hub and jerky.
Thank you, Cantina fam. We love you. So coming from Bob, the immortal one, and myself, Old Man Logan, the Old Man's Cantina. Thank you very much for this special episode. Good night, everyone. Good night and good luck. We love you. Peace.
Peace.
See y'all.